Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and become part of this space where your voice matters, where you matters. They laughed. Maybe you were young, maybe you were just starting. Maybe all you had was a spark, a fragile little hope they couldn't see. And when they laughed, it stung. It echoed in your head, didn't it? Made you question things you were never meant to doubt. But listen to me. That moment didn't define your limits. It revealed your depth. You see, the people who laugh the loudest, they rarely last. But the ones who are laughed at, they grow roots. You grew roots. While they were busy pointing, you were quietly building. Yes, it hurt, and that's okay. You don't need to deny it. You don't need to pretend it didn't leave a mark. But here's what they didn't know. Pain can be power when you meet it with courage. Every moment of doubt became a brick in the foundation you're standing on right now. You are still standing. You've walked through rooms that never saw you. You've smiled through being overlooked. But there's a part of you that didn't bend. That part, that sacred, unshakable part, is still with you. It's stronger than it's ever been. You are not broken. You were being built, and you are still becoming. They thought your silence was weakness, but it was focus. They mistook your stillness for surrender, but it was preparation. This is the part where your story turns. Right here, right now. Not because someone handed you validation, not because the world suddenly sees your worth, but because you do. Breathe in. Feel that? That's your fire. It never went out. It was waiting for this moment. You don't need to scream to be heard. You don't need to prove them wrong. You only need to prove yourself right. Say it quietly or say it loud. They didn't see me, but I do. You were never too small. You were never too late. You were simply becoming. And from this moment forward, that fire they laughed at, it becomes your light. So look ahead. There's more healing waiting, more rising, more of you. You don't owe anyone your silence anymore. You don't have to wait for their permission to bloom. If they couldn't see you back then, that's their story, not yours. You are the proof that even buried seeds remember how to rise. And you're rising now. So walk forward with your shoulders back. Let that quiet fire inside you blaze through the doubt. Let it turn every "you can't" into your own private fuel. Don't hold back anymore. You don't have to. Rejection. That sting, you remember it. Maybe it came from someone you trusted. Maybe it came from a dream you held tightly. Maybe it came out of nowhere. But it stayed, didn't it? It built a home somewhere in your chest. It whispered lies in your quietest moments. That you weren't enough. That you were invisible. That you should give up. But you didn't give up. You're here. You're listening. That means something. That means everything. Rejection is not the end of your story. It is the fire that sharpens your edges. It's life's brutal way of saying, there's more for you than this. They turned away from you. Fine. Let them. Because every time someone said no to you, you got closer to the yes that truly matters. The yes you give to yourself. You don't need the approval of those who couldn't even take the time to understand you. You don't need the applause of people who were never clapping for you anyway. What you need, what you've always needed, is your own permission to rise. So stop measuring your worth by who stayed. Stop wondering if they'll ever come back. Start asking, what do you want to build now with the space they left behind? That empty space isn't a failure. It's freedom, a blank canvas. It's the sound of you finally hearing your own voice without their noise in the background. Rejection doesn't shrink you unless you let it. But today you rise. Today you realize being rejected wasn't proof that you weren't good enough. It was proof you were never meant to fit inside the boxes they built. So take that pain, hold it with care, and then turn it into power. Say it now, like a promise. They didn't choose me, but I choose me. That's where your strength lives, in your choice to continue, in your decision to keep building, even with trembling hands, in your belief that you are still worthy, still growing, still here. They underestimated you. They saw a quiet voice and thought it meant no power. They mistook kindness for weakness. They saw your pause and assumed it was hesitation. But you knew better. You always did. Being underestimated, it hurts, sure, but it also gives you something rare: freedom. When no one expects you to win, you get to build in silence. You get to surprise them with your strength. You get to rise without anyone trying to hold you down, because they don't even see it coming. There's a certain beauty in being overlooked. It teaches you to trust yourself, to believe in the whispers inside you when the world is shouting something else. It teaches you how to walk through storms quietly, not because you're afraid, but because you know who you are. And now you're not hiding anymore. Now that quiet confidence has become thunder in your bones. They thought you were harmless, but they didn't see your roots. They didn't feel the storms you've survived. They didn't know that silence can roar too. So let them doubt. Let them look away. Let them keep underestimating, while you keep unfolding into something unshakable. You are not here to meet their expectations. You're here to exceed your own. You are the one they didn't see coming. Say it. They underestimated me, but I know who I am. Keep building. Keep rising. You're not behind. You're being revealed, layer by layer. You don't have to shout. You don't have to prove. You only have to become. Because in the stillness of your growth, in that steady unfolding, you're writing a story that even they won't be able to ignore. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Because while they were counting you out, you were counting every lesson, every scar, every quiet victory. You've got something rare. Don't waste it trying to convince people who already decided not to see you. Just rise. Sometimes the loudest thing in your life is the silence, the moments in between, when no one's calling, no one's noticing, and the world moves on without you. And in that silence, it's easy to wonder if you matter at all. But here's the truth. Silence is not the absence of power. It is the birthplace of it. That quiet you've walked through, it was not empty. It was sacred. It was where you met yourself, maybe for the first time. It was where your truest voice started to whisper back to you, when the world got too loud to hear it before. In silence, you learn that healing doesn't always look like noise and celebration. Sometimes it looks like choosing not to break, choosing to get up, choosing to keep going, even when no one's clapping. You weren't invisible, you were incubating. You weren't failing, you were forming. You were becoming the kind of strong that doesn't need to be announced, the kind that lasts. They thought your silence meant you were stuck, but you were growing roots. You were building endurance. You were learning how to rise without needing anyone to see it. And now you rise not because someone told you it was time, but because you know it is. You don't have to fill every silence with explanation. You don't owe the world your noise. You owe yourself your peace. You owe yourself the kind of growth that doesn't beg for permission. Say this with me. I am allowed to be quiet. I am still powerful. Because strength isn't always loud. It's often the quiet decision to try again, to believe again, to stay soft even after being hurt, to remain open even after being dismissed. You are not behind. You're exactly where your power needs you to be. So when the world gets too loud, return to your quiet, not to hide but to rebuild, not to shrink but to remember who you are and who you've always been beneath the noise. Your silence is not your shame. It is your shelter, your sacred ground. It's where the strongest parts of you are born. Let's keep walking. Let's keep building. But for now, just breathe. let this moment remind you that even in the stillness, even in the quiet, you are enough. And that's the message for this hour. You are still becoming. You are still powerful, and your story is still unfolding. Beautifully, quietly, unshakably. And now, as this video draws to a close, take a moment. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breath steady. You've walked through fire, through silence, through doubt and rejection. And yet, here you are. Not just surviving, becoming. You are proof that even in the quietest pain, growth happens. You are proof that being laughed at isn't the end. It's often the beginning. No one else gets to write your story. No one else gets to define your value. They don't know your heart. They don't know what it cost you to keep going. But you do. So whether you're still building, still hurting, or just holding on, let this be your reminder. You are not alone. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of power. And you are worthy of becoming everything you were born to be. If this journey moved you, speak it out, share it, and stay close, because this was just the beginning. You're just getting started, hour by hour, breath by breath. You've got this, and we've got you, because the world may have laughed, but you made it. Subscribe, stay, rise, because always you matters.